Hi lads. So today we're going to be continuing on with number theory, topic 12, AA, page 82. So we're doing prime and composite numbers, and we've done those during the year in the new wave many times over. So prime numbers, what are the factors of 5, the factors of 7? 5 is only 2 factors, 1 and 5 itself. 7 is only 2 factors, 1 and 7 itself. A prime number only has 2 factors, itself and 1. 1 is not a prime number, as 1 has only got one has only one factor. Okay, and what is that factor? Then a number that is more than 2 factors is called a composite number. Okay, so a number which is more, for example, 4. 4 is a composite number because it is 4 times 1 and also 2 times 2. Okay. So you have to say in the following examples whether they're prime or composite numbers. Now remember, a prime number, its factors are only itself and 1. And then a composite number has more than 2 factors, more than 1 and itself. So you have to decide there. And the first one is done for you. And then it asks you to list the factors. So 8, we have 1 and itself, and then we have 2 4s or 8. And so you do those, please, guys, in the following. Then answer the questions. List all the prime numbers between 1 and 10. You can just list them orally. Okay. List all the composite numbers between 1 and 10. Again, refer back to your blue box. Prime number is a number which is only itself and 1 is factors, and a composite number has more than 2 factors. Okay, so you just do be orally, guys, please, but I'll have the answers uploaded and you can see whether you got them right or wrong. And then we have the sieve of Eratosthenes. Okay, and Eratosthenes was a mathematician who lived in ancient Greece. He discovered a quick way of sieving out composite numbers, leaving all prime numbers behind. And what's a prime number? A prime number is a number where it's only itself and 1 as a factor. So this is how you're to do it, guys. So you can print out 100 square and you follow the following instructions and see for yourself. So follow these instructions to a T. Cross out 1, then circle the number 2, but cross out all the multiples of 2. So 4, 6, etc., etc. Then circle 3 and cross out all the multiples of 3 all the way up to 100. Then do the same for the numbers 5 and 7. Then circle every other number that hasn't been crossed out. The circled numbers are all prime numbers between 1 and 100 that are left over, and you can check it out if you don't believe me, because remember, a prime number has only itself and 1 as a factor. So test that out, guys. Test the theory out, please. And then use the sieve again to write out all prime numbers between 1 and 100. How many prime numbers are less than 100? Less than 100. What is the smallest prime number? And is 51 a prime number? And just, you can do that orally explain, but when I upload the answers, is it a prime number? So a prime number means there is no other number that goes into it except itself and 1. And then you can use the sieve of Eratosthenes to find out all the prime numbers between 100 and 200 yourself. That's a challenge and extended activity for yourselves, guys. Now, I'm going to go back over, again, all the answers will be uploaded for you. And I'm going to go over 4A and B from last night, the answers to the revision sheet. So it was 14.3. It was 65 multiplied by something is 14.3. Now remember, guys, when you're multiplying a 60, we could say 4 times something is equal to 12. Now 4 times something is equal to 12, so that means 12 divided by 4 is equal 3. So there are 4 3s or 12. It's the same with bigger numbers. If you're not sure, put in the smallest number. For example, if 65 for example, here were 2. And there was a blank there, and that was equal to 6. Well, we know 2 times 3 makes 6. How do we know that? Because 2 and 6 goes 3 times. It's the same here. You divide 14.3 by 65 in order to come up with the answer. So here we go. Where are we? 65 into 4 will not, 14 will not go. And then we make sure you put up that decimal point, please, guys, and align your decimals in addition, subtraction, division. Remember that forevermore. So 65 into 143. We ignore the decimal point when we're dividing in. The decimal point we have included at the top. We have aligned it with the decimal point in the question. So we don't have to think about the decimal point again because we have put it in 0, 0 point. So 65 into 143, and that is, well, it won't go in 3 times because 6 3s are 18, hence your tables come in very importantly here. And so we have 65 by 2, 130. You must subtract to see what you've left over. You have 13 left over, and then you add the 0 there and you drag it down. You drag that 0 down. And 65 into, Maeve, and 65 into 130 goes twice. 2 by 65, multiply it back out. Subtract, you're left with 0, 0, 0. Left with no remainder left over. The answer is 0.22. Hence, 65 multiplied by 0.22 is 14.3. Now, the next one, 55 into 34.4. 55 into 3 won't go. 55 into 37 won't go. 55 into... Now, decimal point essential. Do not forget the decimal point. Once you put it in, once you align it with the decimal point of the question, you don't have to think about your decimal point again until you're writing out the answer. So 55 then into 374. Well, I know 57s are 350. So does it go in 57 times, 35? No, it's too big. So we try 6 times. 6, and we multiply it back out. 55 by 6. So you do that in your rough work. Do it in your rough work if you can't. Do it in your rough work. I'm not even saying do it in your head. So we end up, when we multiply 55 by 6, we get 330, and then we subtract it to see what we've left over. We have 44, and we have our 0 up in the dungeon, and we drag that 0 down, Maeve. And then we see how many times 55 goes into 440. And so I know that 8 5s are 40, and so we'll try, you could try 9, and if 9 doesn't work, we know 9 won't work because 9 5s are 45. So because multiply it out by 8, and it actually ends up being exactly 440. So you take the 440 away from the 440, you're left with 0, so your answer is 0.68. So therefore, 55 multiplied by 0.68 is equal to 37.4 QED. Then final one here is 44, wait, let's see, 44 multiplied by something is equal to 41.8. So again, we do our long division. 44 into 4 would go. 44 into 41 won't go. We align our decimal point with that in the question, and then we don't have to think about the decimal point until we're writing out the answer. 44 into 418. So I know that 5 8s are 4. Wait, let's see now. 41. So 440 by 10 is 44 by 10 is 440, too big. So we'll try 9, and it does go in 9 times because 9, you try it in your rough work, you multiply 44 by 9 in your rough work, and you end up with 396, and you must subtract that to see what's left over. 22 is left over. Then you have your 0 up in the dungeon. You put that 0 up in the dungeon because you want you want it to go in evenly, and you drag that 0 down, Maeve. And then you multiply 44 by 5, and that's 220. Maeve, I know what you're saying. Miss Walker, could you please stop using my name? Please, please, please. And as my daughter said the other day, she was absolutely embarrassed in class for some reason because she would finish her work and she'd ask, and eventually the teacher asked her, and she said, "Mummy, I could feel my head nearly exploding." So anyway, so Maeve, I hope your head isn't going to explode. So that's 20. When you multiply back out, it's 220. It goes in evenly, and it's take away, and then you have 0.95. So therefore, 44 by 0.95 is equal to 41.8, and that's QED. Now, 5a. What number is missing from each of the following equations? 20 by something is 9.4. So 20 by, so we have to divide 20 into 9.4. 20 into 9 won't go. Align your decimals, Q, N, B, 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 B. And then 20 into 94. We know it can't go in 5 times because 25s are 100. So we multiply 4 by 20, and we end up with 80. We take it away. We end up with 14. Left over, we must drag our 0 down to the dungeon, right? And then, let's just say Anna. Slave, Miss Walker, I actually would prefer now if you did say Hannah. And then we have set 20 by 2, we have 140 goes in evenly. You subtract it, nothing left over. And the answer is 0.47, which is 20 multiplied by 0.47 is 9.4. Then we go on to 5b. 38 multiplied by something is 7.6. So if you're multiplying by, you can divide 38 into 7.6 to see the number. Because if you multiply, for example, in this one, if you multiply 20 multiplied by 0.47, even do that on the calculator, you will end up with 9.4. And the same here, if you multiply 38 multiplied by 0.2, you will end up with 7.6. So we divide in to get the answer because addition is the opposite of subtraction. So 38 into 7 will go, and we know that 38 times 2 is 76. And NBBBB, align your decimals. Your decimals must be aligned in addition, subtraction, division. They must be lined up with your decimal in the question. And then we have 0.2 QED. And then again, the last one, 49 multiplied by something is 9.8. So 49 into 9.8, 49 into 9 will go. You must align your decimals. Then you have 49 to 98. In your rough work or your head, you can do that one out. 50 and 50 or 100, take away 2, 98. And that's when you take them away, there's nothing left over, so it's 0.2. Therefore, 49 multiplied by 0.2 is 9.8 to be exact. Now, time. So, guys, I am actually asking you tonight to do B. I want you to do B. It's revision and it will come up in your tests. I want you to go do A, B 1, 2 and 3, please. Okay, and I think you'll have to draw a rough work, or you don't even actually, guys, you don't even have to draw the circle. Just pretend 9:15 have a number 12 and have 12, 6, 3 and whatever. Just kind of put the numbers in where you think they are, but you don't have to have perfect circles. Just as long as you know where the time, the time that is portrayed on an analog clock. The analog meaning it's not digital, the opposite of digital, okay? So I want you to do that for tonight, and the answers will be uploaded for you tomorrow. And then on tomorrow's work, we'll be doing C and D here as revision for just being able to read timetables. It's extremely important that you're able to understand timetables and read them. This is for life. Anyway, guys, so that's it for today, and we'll tune in again tomorrow. We'll be going on to the next page. Can't even remember what page it is at this stage, but anyway, just I'm showing percentage. We'll be going over percentage as well. I'm gone way ahead. So anyway, we'll be continuing on tomorrow, and just we'll finish off just another look at this. Because I can't find the page in the book, and talk to you tomorrow. I'm all over the place. Woo! See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.